That's a 2000 Chevy Cavalier that I just dug out of a snowbank, clearly, for an oil change. And, by the looks of this one, new wiper. But anyway, get to her. It's real easy. Jack it up where you would jack up normally. Right there, you can see that lip, how it's up, and then it kind of drops down, goes back up. That's your jack point. So I always want to make sure you go off that. Lift her up, we'll get underneath and get it draining. Okay, now we got her all lifted up and supported there. This is your oil pan right here. It's kind of hard to see with that light coming in, but obviously this is the oil pan, this is transmission. This is your drain plug right here. So I always lift mine up just so I can get underneath my drain pan, and then we'll let her drain, set it down so it drains out, like set the car down level. Mine was a 15. They changed these little plugs here. You know, you get their view at all the time, given if something's wrong, if it needs a gasket, whatever. They could be a 13, a 14. Most commonly, though, you're going to see it being a 15. And there's not a lot of room in between here for a 3/8 socket, so if you have a 1/4 inch, or I just use a wrench. Then open her up. This is pretty cold. Like I said, just pulled her out of the snowbank, so it ain't going to come out very far. Boom, there you are. So see, I left the jack under, but we got her set down. And you see the oil pan's not touching, but the car's nice and level, so now I can get a good proper drain. While that's draining, I pulled the clean oil plug up. I said that gasket looks good, everything that's so good. For this one, honestly, it's just my little beater. It's whatever's on sale. If it's $5.30, $5.20, don't matter. If it's on sale, it goes in it. And I think they take, I want to say they take 4.5 or something like that. This one is the 2.2. I think the 1.8 or 1.9, I think they're all the same how much they actually take in. And then this one, same thing, whatever's on sale. So this is a 3387A, same as, I can't remember, the MotoMaster, the Fram Extra. There's another brand too, but whatever, they were on sale. So usually I will never run one of these, but for this and for what it does, cheaper is better. So that's all we're going to use for it. Just make sure that's open too, get a little airflow, help it drain, especially when it's so cold like this. So move on to the filter, we'll get it off. Now get the oil filter off on one of these. It's kind of dealer's choice. This is the passenger side of the car, iced up as can be, like I said, but if you get in, get your light in here too. Kind of hard to get down there, but oh, you can see it right there off to the right, that white one. That's what was on it last. So that's your oil filter. You can see it right down. See if I can hold that light up in there somewhere. Not really, but you can reach through this way. There is enough room to get your hand down and in, depending on how stuck it is. Oh, I should take my watch off. You get on her and pull it off through there. It is quite a ways down. Oh, it's tight too. This filter that was on it, I definitely got off old Temu. Where's the brand? Whatever the hell that is. And I didn't have it on that tight, but man, just something about that seal. I could not get it off. I tried lifting it up and going through here. You can kind of reach the wheel well, or reach through the wheel if you go through that hole right there above the tie rod and then in and over. But eventually, how I ended up getting was through the top where I showed you before, and used a, God, I got so much shit everywhere out here, but use one of these cloths, one of these tack cloths. Originally, I got a whole bunch of these when I painted my one truck. Just use them, you rub them over, and it kind of gets all the lint and stuff off after you give it a clean. One of these guys here, but they're stupid sticky. So I kind of rubbed it all over the filter and tried a few times, and then once my hands and the filter were right tacky, I was able to get a good enough bite to get it off there, because I had my filter wrench out and there's just no way to get that damn thing on there. Anyway, that was a disaster. We're gonna lube this one up really good and make sure it's not as tight so we don't have to do this again. When you're pulling it out, it is awfully tight coming up through here. You can do it, you just kind of gotta come up and to rotate as you go, but you will get it out. And make sure, before we try and get this back on there, we'll oil the absolute hell out of it. Put some on the threads, all that good stuff. These little ones, there's no point in filling, especially because it mounts sideways, so you're gonna dump it all anyway. Little ones I've never filled, and yeah, I know I'm using the
the dirty old oil out of the filter to lube it up, but I mean, it's right there. It's easy. The car doesn't care. It's oil. Oil is oil. All right. Got the filter back in. Bit of a bastard once again. So what I ended up doing, dropped it down here, and it ended up sitting, it's hard to see, but there's kind of a cross member down there. A couple wires ended up sitting there. And then while it sat there, I reached in right through there. I grabbed the filter, and it was a lot easier to try and line up and spin on from there. Made sure it was clean and everything before, got it on. And yeah, there we go. Got the oil plug back in, got it all set down. Made a bit of a mess, but hey, that's truck driving. Put some oil in her now. So I did a quick double check. Yeah, on the 2.2 and the 2.4, they say between 4 and 4.5 quarts. With a little bit of leak and burning this one has at almost 300,000 on it. I just put in 5. It'll be fine. It ain't gonna hurt it. We'll fire up, see if she got any leaks, make sure her filter's sealed up. Did not put it on as tight this time, so God willing that won't happen again. I got to top the power steering, and then by the looks of my wiper up there, I better get a new one of those and she'll be ready to hit the highway again. But yeah, that's pretty much about as simple as it is. Not too bad, other than if your filter gets stuck.